Hi, welcome to Fostering Resilience. In today's video, we're sharing with you 20 lessons/blessings of Tony's 20 years of sobriety. You may have seen that about a month ago, we started posting YouTube shorts all over Paris, covering the lessons and blessings of Tony's 20 years of sobriety. So we thought that it might be beneficial. People might enjoy having it in one video. So we're going to cover all of those lessons and blessings in today's video. So let's go ahead and get started. You ready, Tony?
I'm ready.
All right.
So the first one is learning that my ego is my biggest challenge. My whole life, every bad decision I've ever made has been ego-based. In recovery, I have to control my ego. Because in the past, prior to me crossing that line and becoming what I would say would be a true alcoholic, my ego actually helped me. It helped me to take chances I wouldn't otherwise take that worked out for me. But as my drinking got worse, my ego became so big that I became irrational at times because of it. I became reckless. In recovery, I have to understand that my ego is my biggest challenge and I have to keep it tamped down. I have to do whatever I have to do to retain some level of humility. Humility is difficult for me. Those of you that know me know that. So I have to work on that every single day, and I do that through prayer and meditation and self-awareness. Number 2 is building a relationship with God. I came into recovery thinking I was God. Not in the true exact sense of that, but I thought that each one of us was our own God. But I learned quickly that I had to build a relationship with God. I began that acting as if, and as time went on, I couldn't deny the fact that having God in my life was really helping me. Today I would say the most important relationship in my life is with God. If I've got God in my life, everything else is possible. If I don't have God in my life, I really don't know what would happen. Number 3 is learning how to meditate. I was taught how to meditate in treatment by someone who had many, many years of meditation training, and he helped me to learn how to calm myself down. He taught me how to use it as a tool, that when I'm walking into a situation where stress is involved, I should meditate beforehand. He taught me that I could meditate anytime during the day. Today I try to meditate every single day for about 12 minutes. And it keeps me calm, it gets my day started in the right way, and it keeps my close contact with God. Number 4 is learning how to have a spiritual life. And by that I mean prayer, meditation, doing the next right thing, keeping in mind that I have to keep a conscious contact with my higher power, and doing things the right way. Not the way I always want to do them, but thinking to myself, what's the right way to do this? Not the easy way. Having a spiritual life. It has nothing to do with, for me, going to church. It has to do with communicating with God and listening to God. Number 5 is becoming self-aware of my shortcomings. I always say that the single best thing that recovery gave me is self-awareness. But that comes with responsibility. I'm now aware when I'm acting in an unhealthy way, or in a way that is not something I would be proud of. That responsibility means that I have to stop myself. I need to apologize when I'm wrong, or even if I think I might be wrong. I learned early on in recovery that if I'm thinking I might need to apologize, I probably should. So my self-awareness does have responsibility. Although all 20 of these blessings are very important, number 6 is one of the most important. It's toothbrush therapy. It's the 5 sober disciplines I do every day. I was taught this while I was in treatment, and to be honest, I was pretty cynical about it at first. But I started doing it, as I said, because I acted as if. So those 5 things are prayer and meditation, go to a meeting every day, talk to another person in recovery every day, read 4 pages of positive literature every day, and do a gratitude list at the end of the day. The thing I'm most proud of after 20 years of sobriety is that I have a gratitude list for every single day for 20 years. Every single day. I can look back on any day I want and realize that the watch I'm wearing or the money in my pocket or the car I'm driving have nothing to do with what I'm grateful for. It's the people in my life. It's the relationship I have with my higher power. It's my sobriety. Those are the things that are important to me. Number 7 is getting divorced amicably. When my first wife and I decided to divorce, we wanted to make this as palatable as possible for our son. So we made a conscious choice to get divorced in a way that did not blow up the family. And so we did that to the point that I did all my wife's legal work for her in the divorce. That we continued to actually live together after the divorce. And that today, 20 years later, we still have a relationship. It's not the relationship we once had, but it's one of mutual respect. After all, we have a son together who today is 34 years old. He's been able to live through our divorce without being scarred as much as he might have been. Number 8 flows easily from number 7. It's having a positive relationship with my son, and my grandson for that matter. My son was the person who was affected the most by my drinking. And when I got out of treatment, we were able to repair that relationship very quickly. Today, that relationship is very strong. We talk to each other several times a day, every day. So I'm very happy to have those blessings in my life. Number 9 is meeting the love of my life. That actually happened in an AA meeting. And today, I'm retired, living in Paris with my best friend. Here she is. And
Life doesn't get much better than this.
life does not get much better than this. And that all happened because of both of our recovery. Number 10 flows from number 9. I gained 2 sons by meeting the love of my life. Today, Chase and Pierce are sons to me. They're not stepsons, they're sons to me. I gained that through my sobriety. Number 11 is I've gotten to travel the world in sobriety. I had traveled a lot before I was sober. I can't remember a lot of it. Now I'm traveling the world and seeing beautiful things like we see in Paris every day. And those are things that would never have happened if I didn't get sober and you didn't get sober. So that's one of the great blessings of my sobriety. Numbers 12, 13, and 14 all flow through each other. Number 12 was getting a master's. I decided when I was in treatment that I couldn't go back to my old career, which was in the restaurant business. And so I went back to school to become a therapist. I ended up getting a double master's, and I went from there to number 13, which was getting a PhD, and number 14, having this whole great career as a therapist, a clinician, operating treatment centers, having our own private practice, all of those things that have led up to our moving to Paris. 15 is getting to work at the place I got sober. That's pretty unique, I think. Not only did I get to work there, I got to run the place ultimately. So when I was there as a patient, I saw what therapists did, and I had already made the decision I couldn't go back to the old career. And so I start to think, I might be a good therapist. I feel like I'm empathetic. I feel like I can help other people, and I like to help other people. And so that's when I went back to school. And as part of going back to school, I had to do an internship. When I approached the owner of the treatment center I got sober at to do an internship, he said, absolutely not. They had had one intern in their long history, and it hadn't gone well. And so he said he'd never do it again. But as would become a habit of mine over the years, I badgered him and badgered him and badgered him until he gave in. And so I became an intern. And ultimately, I started working there as a therapist. Several years later, I became the program director there, and that's where I retired from. Number 16 might be the most important one that helps me to stay sober on a day-to-day basis. Helping other people to get sober. Giving it away. We say in 12-step recovery, you can't keep it without giving it away. I learned that early on. I saw the benefits of doing it. I love helping other people to get sober. 17 follows 16 in the fact that I get to see the light go on in people's eyes over and over and over again. I've seen it in the rooms. I've seen it in treatment. I've seen it after treatment. It's a great feeling to see people get sober.
And watching their lives improve.
Sure. Number 18 is about financial responsibility. I was able to become financially responsible again in recovery. That included being a homeowner. We became homeowners. Now we've sold our home and moved to Paris since, but we're financially responsible. It's our financial responsibility that has allowed us to move to Paris. That's all due to our recovery. Number 19 is a culmination of probably the first 18. I've become someone I can be proud of. I had a hard time looking in the mirror the last few years of my drinking. Today I'm someone I can be proud of. And number 20 is the retirement beyond my wildest dreams. I never thought I would be able to do something like this. I never really allowed myself to dream of something like moving to Paris to retire, or moving to the south of France to retire. We thought of this 10 years ago, but we never really thought we could do it. All the things that have happened in the first 19 things led up to this. And here I am getting to spend the rest of my life with my best friend in France. What could be better than that?
And it's all because of our sobriety.
All because of our sobriety. So those are my 20 blessings for my 20 years of sobriety. I hope some of them have helped you. It certainly didn't take me long to think of them because I've had so many blessings in recovery.
All right, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you again in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.